I think there's a sense of mystery in Seattle that doesn't exist in other cities. And I also think that there's an untapped art scene here. Just one that maybe isn't so well known. It kind of contributes to the mystery.
Yeah, I see a lot of couples come by. A lot of happy couples. But occasionally, there's that one couple that really stands out, and they were like that.
They're a good couple, and I want to know what happened.
Do the names Alex and Brienne Rush ring a bell?
Yeah, of course.
Why do you say of course?
I remember everybody had tattooed.
And what was their tattoo?
P.S. Rush.
Both of them?
Matching.
Alright, is this thing on?
Yeah, man, the red light is blinking. It's a universal signal for your recording.
Literally never held a camera that looks like this before.
I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, man, this isn't something I want to do. No one wants to investigate their friends' like disappearance and I don't know. There's a better way to do it, I think, maybe even. You know, they're like a cool couple. Like, how many times do you really see a couple and think to yourself, now those two are in love?
Besides in the movies, never.
But they were like that. And look, on top of that, look, they gave me these 2 tickets to a concert literally 2 weeks from today. And then they just disappear.
Well, just start it.
Start where? Where do I start? How do I start doing something like this?
The last place you were with them.
At Asagio's.
Asagio's.
I don't know what happened, but it's so sad what happened to them because these guys, you see them everywhere. I mean, you walk with them, they live here, they come to a restaurant. You can ask, everybody knows them. You can go ask the Anna, the lady, the tailor, and is it right over there? And suddenly you don't see them anymore. But when they were here, they were so in love. Every time they come to a restaurant, my business looks like go up more because it looks like they're so in love. They got such amazing energy, always smiling, happy. So terrible what's happened to them. I don't know how somebody this awesome, this bad thing. I mean, if you know, you should ask for it. You know, one. The one is the
personal trainer.
Yeah, the personal trainer.
He worked with
Yeah,
you?
because I used to work out every day.
I know
And
him.
I used to
I
see him every day, you know, or 3 times a week. But the one I go, I can't, but this always is smiling, always happy people. I cannot believe what happened to them. And I'm just speechless. I don't know what to say.
What set this couple apart was that they motivated one another. They really wanted the best that the both of them had to offer. And so that was a beautiful thing. You know, it was a beautiful thing. So often I see many couples, they're afraid to work out together because, you know, one partner may not want to see or be seen, you know, by their significant other sweating. I mean, literally, you know. But they were different. They had a motto that was almost like the workout doesn't start until we break out in a sweat. And so it was really, really refreshing to see this interaction. You know?
Is there anything else you can tell me about them?
No, but I don't want to throw you off, but I've trained a lot of couples. I've trained a lot of people, you know, and something about this couple in particular, though, it was a little different, you know. I can't put my finger on it, but it was almost as if they were training for something. What? Just something.
Damn.
Dan, I got nothing. It's like these people disappeared. We ran the video footage from their building. It shows them walking out around 7. But other than that, I'm telling you, nothing. It's like they vanished.
Is that common?
I'm not going to say it's common. I mean, we're talking this might happen once or twice in a career, you know, for someone like me. You know, people just don't disappear off the face of the earth with no paper trail. You know, it's like, it's a crazy thing, but I'm telling you, I know this is like deep in your heart, but you got to trust us that we're going to do our job. We're going to reach out to all the people we can within my line of work to try to pull any leads, but right now, we got nothing for you.
Wow, looks like you're taking this project a lot more serious, huh? Where are you at with everything?
Where I'm at with everything. I don't know if you're like making a joke of it, but I'm stuck. I got nothing.
So you talked to one?
I talked to one. He basically didn't say, I don't want to say nothing, but he did say one weird thing.
What about Paulette?
Paulette's next, and that's it. After that, this whole thing dries up.
So you didn't look for them on social media?
I did. Of course I did. It's like the first thing your mind thinks of social media. What's going on? They post anything, and there's nothing. I swear to God, he followed me on Instagram. It was Rush, and I looked him up on Google too. Look, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not there, they're not there. I mean,
Alex Rush.
It's not that weird anymore.
Oh, that's Alex Rush.
That's alright. But you did it. I trust you.
And look, nothing. And same thing with her.
What else?
In 2016, to not have a single trace anywhere on the internet's weird.
It's slightly weird.
Thank you.
What else?
Nothing. There was this article that was in the Seattleite, but that was just about a painting that was stolen from the Seattle Art Museum. And I'm sure Alex and Brienne would have tripped out if they saw that. They love Sam.
Yeah. I mean, you know them better than anybody else.
I mean, not better than anyone else, but I know them.
Yeah,
you know?
So, I mean, at this point, just stick with it. Do the Paulette interview and let me know if you need anything from my end.
I do need something from your end. I need you to tape this next part with
All right.
Paulette.
I'll hold the camera.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Alright, done.
Alright, cool. Let's do this. So what do you remember about Alex and Brienne?
I mean, they hadn't been in for a little while, but I mean, I liked them. I liked them a lot, actually. I mean, I never cut her hair. It was him, Alex, that I was cutting his hair, but she was always here with him. And so we talked kind of in the mirror when she was sitting there, and he'd chime in, and no, they just got along really well, and you know, they were always really just kind of cheerful and in a good mood, and yeah, it's kind of disgusting, actually. She'd always go next door and get him a milkshake while he was getting his hair cut.
Oh, that's sweet.
And everything. But it wasn't bad. So the one thing that I do remember about them, because I liked them both. You know how with a lot of couples, you just sort of like, you really like one, you just kind of put up with the other one.
Yeah.
But with them, I liked them both equally. It was fun.
Yeah, that is unique. Usually you're friends with like the guy or the girl, and maybe not as good friends, or you kind of just tolerate, you know.
I know.
That's funny. So what would you guys like talk about? You know?
Well, you know, with Alex, it was just sort of day-to-day stuff, kind of like what he was up to, or if he'd gone to see a show or something. But with Brienne, it was a little different because we were both writers, you know, and so true. I kind of found that out somewhere along the way. So we'd chat about that, and we were actually at the point where we were sharing work with each other, so just getting a little feedback.
Like what kind of work would she do?
She, funny enough, she was working on like a screenplay, because I do mostly like short stories and novels, and she likes reading that. But yeah, the work that she wanted to show me was the screenplay, so I said sure.
So she would give you like screenplays, or you?
Well, this is just the first time. I mean, I just have the one. I mean, I brought it here because when I heard that you were coming in.
You have it here with you right now?
Yeah, I didn't know if it would help you or not.
You'd be willing to like share it with me?
Yes, but I haven't given her my comments yet, so I need it back.
That would be really cool,
Okay.
Paula. If you have it, like.
I do.
Sweet.
I know. It's actually pretty good. I'm not all the way finished with it yet, but from what I've read, I've been really kind of impressed. Been waiting to tell her about it, but I haven't seen them.
That's so cool. Yeah, It Never Rains in Seattle. What a
I know, isn't that
what a
funny?
clever title.
Yeah.
Would you see him a lot? Like, was it like every like
He'd come in every
6
4 or 5 weeks to get his haircut because it was pretty short. Yeah, and she'd come with him, so I guess, yeah, every month or so.
Do you remember anything else like that they would talk about? Do you remember? Is there any direction you could kind of point me in, like someone that they would see, some place they would spend their time that I could go to next, and maybe just like strike up almost a similar conversation like I am with you?
Well, the one thing that I do remember that they would pretty much always do after a haircut is that they would go down to the market, Pike Place Market, and they knew a woman there, a visual artist, and her name was Brooke. I'm going to say Brooke.
Brooke,
so,
artist,
yeah, her name is Brooke. I don't know her
market.
last name, but she's, painter. She's down in the market somewhere.
I'll find her.
So I think there were clients/friends, so I think they knew her a little bit more than just buying work. But that's the only thing I remember that they would do like on a regular basis that was around here.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic.
Okay.
You gave me a script and a lead.
I want it back.
I will give it back to you. And you're one of the best writers that I know, and by far the best stylist. You know, yeah, for real. So thank you so much, Paulette. Thanks a million.
This is my art studio. So this is my workspace, and I paint in here, and then I also show my art, and I also teach some abstract art classes too with small groups.
Do you care if we kind of just jump into like the reason why I'm here?
Not at all.
How did you know Alex and Brienne Rush?
Alex and Brienne were awesome. They would always get coffee in the market, and they would walk down here maybe once a month or so, and they would just kind of see what I was working on, and we would chat and just talk about art, really.
Anything specific? Any particular artists that they were fond of? Any particular type of art that they...
You know, they had a big range of artists. They loved like Picasso, and they loved Surrealism and John Covert and American Modernism, and they Warhol and pop art and Rothko, and they also loved local art. So they had a big range of art that they liked.
Right, wasn't there one of his paintings just stolen from Sam?
A Rothko?
No, a Covert painting.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. Alex and Brienne would be pretty upset if they knew that there was a painting stolen from Sam.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
Huh.
Brooke, is there any place or person or something you can put me in contact with, or a place I could go that you knew that they used to frequent?
You know, they used to spend a lot of time up on Cary Park in Queen Anne. I think they would go for walks, and they would always go there. They always talked about hanging out up there. So, I don't know, maybe check up there?
What are we doing here?
It's freezing, man. I honestly don't know.
My hands are freezing.
Bro, look. Look at the bench. I'm not kidding you, bro. Look, it says PS Rush. Am I crazy, or does that say PS Rush?
That says PS Rush.
Bro, I knew it. Look, another one. No, it's a different couple altogether. But still, I knew it.
So,
Following the traces, man. We're putting ourselves in their frame of mind. One thing is leading us to the next. You just have to believe that. Okay?
Yep.
Well, I do want to thank you for, taking the time to do this. I'm trying to figure out anything I can to help out with the investigation and hopefully move it forward. So I really do appreciate you taking the time.
I'm not sure how much I can help. This is and will be pretty tough. I don't know what I can do.
Yeah, I noticed that in the article it said that you haven't seen them in since the wedding, which is like 5 years. I was wondering why that is.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but his mom passed away at a really young age of cancer, and his dad, like a few years later, of a heart attack. So they're gone, and
No, actually, I didn't know that. When we hang out, it's usually on a Friday or Saturday night, and everyone's in a good mood after like a week of work, and so I do appreciate you sharing that with me. Like I said, I had no idea.
Well, yeah, it's kind of my fault that we weren't closer. But you know how it is, like, sometimes this stuff goes by before you know it, the days are gone, the years are gone. It's really not how it should be, not speaking with family and friends, you know.
I think we can all kind of relate to that. Pam, do you know what their story was? You know, like, how'd they meet?
Oh my gosh. Well, you know, that just makes me happy to even think about it. They were so romantic. He gave an incredible speech at their wedding and told everyone that they met at a museum, and they met because they bumped into each other viewing the same piece of art, you know, the painting. And it was kind of amazing that that's what kept them together probably the whole time while they were developing a relationship. Like, they traveled and art and those things. No matter what was going on in their lives, they always had both of those things. It was really nice. Everyone in the room could feel their love that day. It was amazing.
That's how I remember him. Exactly how you just described. Do you remember what museum? I know it's kind of weird. But do you remember what museum or painting it was that they met at or bumped into each other over? Do you remember? Do you remember that? I know it's kind of a weird detail, but.
I'm trying to remember. You know, it was a while ago. I don't think he said it. No, I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay. How about her? What was like her backstory? I know you come from you're his aunt, but do you know what anything on her side, like what her story was, kind of type of thing?
Yeah, she was great. I mean, she was so sweet and smart. She wasn't very close with the family, I remember. And her mom, also had passed away in early age. And for whatever reason, her dad did not walk her down the aisle. And I'm not sure he was even there. I thought that was particularly strange, a bride and their father,
Yeah, I mean,
weird.
That is weird, but it could be. Who knows? Maybe. I mean, I don't even want to speculate, but.
I know.
Do you remember? Is there anything else like? And like I said, I just mentioned speculate, and I don't want to go down there with you, but. They've been missing for now like a few weeks, and it doesn't seem like there's any like leads popping up, and so this is kind of like an out there question. But do you have any speculation? Do you speculate? Do you have any idea of what could have happened to them?
I really choose not to go there. I'm just praying that one day they come back and it's sooner than later. I really, Dan, I can't go there. I'm really sorry. I do appreciate you looking into it, but I just can't do it. I can't.
No, it's all right. Like I said, I know it's kind of a weird question. I probably shouldn't have asked it, but is there anything else you can think of? A direction to kind of point me in? Anything along those lines?
I wish you luck. I mean, someone has to find them. We have to find them. We have to. You have to. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it. I really do.
I'm doing everything I can, and like I said, I really do appreciate you taking the time. And if I find out anything or hear anything, you'll be one of the first people I call.
Please call me. Please do anything. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Pam. Thank you. Oh. That was weird.
That's pretty weird.
I mean, why? But if you're an aunt, right? If you're an aunt, why would you? Both his parents died, right? Why would you not then want to be closer with? Wouldn't that be like the opportunity? Like, hey, now's the time to be closer. He's lost both his parents.
Yeah, I mean, so what do you think, the aunt's involved with something, or?
No, I'm not saying she did anything. I'm just saying, I'm saying it's all messed up. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's keep going. I read the screenplay.
And what'd you learn?
I learned that. Listen, let me just say, I just want to thank you for your support over the past couple weeks. It's been great having that as like a motivating factor, through this. So I just want to say thanks for that real quick. But it's pretty good. It's about this weather woman who aspires to be the best weather woman, in the country, but she does weather different. So when she says there's going to be a blizzard outside, she really shows you what that looks like in the studio, but in a cool way with like cool graphics, not in like a chintzy way. That's kind of how I read it. But she gets fired after losing her job at the... What the heck is this?
Hey Dan, is this the newspaper you're looking for?
Yes, it is. Where was it?
Your dad had it in the bathroom.
Damn.
Do you want it?
Yeah, yes, I do, actually. I still want it. There you go, thank you.
Still rolling. Screenplay? You're talking about the screenplay?
Yeah.
What?
Dude, it's them. I swear to God, it's them. Pair suspected in art heist. The Seattle Police Department believe the two people pictured above are directly involved in the theft of a John Covert painting stolen from the Seattle Art Museum just last week. SPD told us that they are unaware of the identity of the pair, but believe them to be a man and a woman in their mid-30s. SPD also stated that they don't have any reason to believe the possible couple to be armed and dangerous. They are looking for clues and are hoping the public can help guide them in the case. If you have any information, contact the police department directly.
Are you sure?
As sure as you can be. I mean, it all makes sense.
It was almost as if they were training for something.
2016 to not have a single trace anywhere on the internet's weird.
Loved like Picasso, and they loved surrealism and John Covert and American modernism.
They met at a museum, and they met because they bumped into each other viewing the same piece of art.
We ran the video footage from their building. It shows them walking out around 7. But other than that, I'm telling you, nothing.
You see, they stole the painting because that's where they first met. This is insane. The question is, what are we going to do now?
I don't know. If I was you, maybe tell Mike.
If you're telling me to tell Mike because he's a cop that's also a friend who can provide insight...
Because he's your friend.
But he's also a police officer. And in that instance, if I were to tell him something like this, I think he'd be obligated to act like a cop. In order to help this couple, maybe they're going through something, I don't know, or even for the museum's sake. I say we focus on why they planned something like this and where the hell they could have gone.
I like that idea.
I say we stick with it.
Yeah.
Stay the course.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
Right,
I like that idea.
Let's do it. But it's totally them.
Yeah, you were right.
Damn it.
Yeah, so we would meet here once a month and talk about what we were up to, their future plans, favorite places they'd been, how much the city's changing. And every time they'd buy me a cup of coffee and let me know if they wanted me to look after their place while they were gone.
So why'd you report them missing?
Anytime they went anywhere for an extended period of time over the last few years, they've told me. I knew something wasn't right.
And I know this is hard, but do you have any idea what might have happened to them?
I can't even imagine. I mean, they didn't have any enemies. They had their whole lives ahead of them. But I know someone somewhere knows what happened to them. More than anything, I just hope they're not suffering. I miss them. I'm sorry.
Hey, Dan, what's up?
Hey, Officer Mike.
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, buddy? Man, hey, is it cool if we meet up for a second? I just had some things I've been thinking about. I just wanted to meet up.
Okay. Are you out here?
I am out here right now, and I have some time.
Okay. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, everything's cool, man. I haven't seen you for a little bit, and some things I've been thinking about, man. I just wanted to meet up. Is that all right?
Yeah, perfect. Let's meet at that one spot. I'll be there in about 5 minutes.
All right, perfect. Thank you, man.
Our detectives have classified this as a cold case, and so there's no leads for them to follow up on. And I'm still wondering why you came down here to meet me when I told you that if I was to hear anything, you would be the first person to know. And it's also making me believe that you might know something that you don't want to tell me.
No, I don't. Why do you think I'm out here,
Dan,
man?
Dan, couple things for you. One, you know I want to promote, and two, if you have information that could help close this case, that would be major to my career. These people could be in trouble.
No, honestly, at this point, I just don't have anywhere else to go with this, and so I just wanted to touch base.
Yeah, touching base is one thing, but you can't be playing around with stuff like this. If you have information, you got to tell me. You can tell me anything.
I know, man.
All right, well, if you hear anything, you come holler at me. All right?
All right.
What, dude?
I need your help.
Honestly, I'm working right now. Alright, fine. Let's go.
I almost told Mike, but when it came down to it, I just couldn't do it. The way I see it, Alex was stressed out of his mind with his job at Amazon, and Brienne never caught her break with the writing. They had no family ties, so they did what they had to do. And you know what else I was thinking about? How appropriate their tattoo is on so many levels. P.S. Rush. Rush obviously being, his last name, their last name. Rush to steal the painting. We're rushing to find them. I wouldn't be surprised if P.S. I Love You is their favorite movie. It's another way of saying I love you. Isn't that nuts?
What does PS even mean?
I think it means postscript, But I haven't figured out how that actually fits into this whole. I'm sure it does.
Let me guess, there's something here.
Yeah, there's something here.
No? Find it.
All right, cool. Thanks.
I mean, the library's a big place. Maybe they had a diary or a journal or something else.
A what?
A journal, a diary, something else.
Oh my god. This whole time I've been looking at romantic style books. Oh my god, come on. No, it's not it, come on. That's the greatest romance novel without actually being a romantic book. Never have we ever traveled to a place on the minds
of so many, yet in the hearts of so few. More beautiful than Paris, more poor than you want to believe. Poor, not in passion, nor soul, nor education or health, strictly in the shallowest sense of the word. A country at a crossroads. A youth aware of the world around it. An aging generation adherent to the cause. A noble one. In solidarity, they converge. Once cut off from the world, surviving,
thriving in its own right. Cuba, when we return, we hope you have become whole.